Good morning students. Today I am going to conduct a class on biology for class 8 students. Today we are going to study about the circulatory system. What is circulatory system? A transport system of the body. We all are aware of different transport systems. Airways, waterways, roadways, railways, all this you have studied in your lower classes. Same way, our body to function properly requires a system called circulatory system that connects the entire body with all the nutrients and helps in removal of waste. So what is circulatory system? The transport system of the body. Before we proceed to the details of the system, we should know why circulatory system required by the body. Why circulatory system required? The main purpose behind the requirement of the circulatory system in your body is each and every cell requires certain nutrients and oxygen to carry out various metabolic process. So what happens? This circulatory system provides the nutrients and oxygen to each and every cell of the body. On the other hand, the waste produced inside the cells after the metabolic activities are also collected by the circulatory system. The waste and the carbon dioxide that are produced within the cells are collected by the circulatory system and brought back and eliminated out of the body. So main function of circulatory system is to provide nutrients and oxygen to every cell and to eliminate the waste and carbon dioxide from the body. So let's begin. Circulatory system is a very complex mechanism comprising of different systems. So what are those systems? One is your lymphatic system and one is your blood vascular system or cardiovascular system, also known as cardiovascular system. Since it involves the heart also, it is also known as cardiovascular system. And the third one is your fluid. Fluid is an integral part of the body. It helps to maintain your tonicity of the body. It helps to keep the cells rigid. It helps to carry out various metabolic activities. So fluid is also a very important aspect of the circulatory system. Actually, the circulatory system works with the help of fluid. It is the fluid that transports each and every material to each and every cell. So circulatory system we will study under three headings. One is your fluid, second is your lymphatic system, and third is your blood vascular system. This is the most important. Blood vascular system is the most important system and we all are aware of this system also. The new terms for you all is the fluid and the lymphatic system. So let's start with fluid. There are three types of fluids in our body. One is your tissue fluid, second is your lymph, and third is your blood. What are tissue fluids? Tissue fluids are the fluids present within the in the intercellular spaces. The space present between the two cells. So tissue fluids are present in the intercellular spaces. Lymph is present in the lymphatic system and blood is present in the blood vascular system. So blood is a very vast topic, so we are going to study about blood as a separate topic in our next video. In today's video we are going to study about the tissue fluids and the lymph and lymphatic system. First comes your tissue fluid. Tissue fluid is also known as interstitial fluid. What is tissue fluid also known as? Interstitial fluid. So today we are going to study about the tissue fluid in the beginning. So what are the tissue fluids? As I said, tissue fluid is the fluid present between the cells. You can see these are the cells, these are all the tissue cells, and in between these are the spaces. You can see tissue fluid present in the intercellular space. So these are the spaces known as intercellular space. So here is the place where actually tissue fluid is present. Now how does tissue fluid differ from lymph and blood vessels? Tissue fluid is a colorless fluid. It does not have any color. It does not have any RBC. It does not have any proteins. It is simply a fluid having an alkaline nature. So this fluid is without RBCs and proteins. Then what is the main purpose of this fluid? To facilitate exchange of gases, nutrients, waste between the body and body cells by diffusion. Now how does this exchange of gases takes place in the tissue fluid? Now you can see this is your blood capillary. What is this? Blood capillary filled with blood. Now the blood that is brought in this blood capillary has lot of nutrients and oxygen in it. They are rich in oxygen and nutrients. You can see the cells. These are the body cells, tissue cells. These are the body cells. Some of them are in close contact with the blood capillary. You can see 1, 2 and 3 cells. These are in close contact with the blood capillary. So the nutrients can easily diffuse out into the tissue cell. But what about these cells which are far off from the capillaries? These cells also require nutrients and oxygen. These cells also require nutrients and oxygen. So how will they get it? What happens? The nutrients and oxygen diffuse out into the intercellular spaces in the tissue fluid. You can see these are the tissue fluid. So nutrients and oxygen diffuse in this, and in turn from this tissue fluid the nutrients and the oxygen is taken up by the tissue cells. They travel and then they are taken up by the different tissue cells that are far off from the blood capillary. Same way, the waste and carbon dioxide produced in these cells, far off cells, they also diffuse into the intercellular spaces in the tissue fluids and then finally reach the blood capillary. So this is how exchange of gases, nutrients and waste takes place between the blood capillary and the cell with the help of tissue fluids. Last function is they maintain the blood volume. How do they maintain the blood volume? If there is lack of water in your body, if your body gets dehydrated, what will happen? The water from this tissue fluid is 90 to 92% water. So from this tissue fluid, all the water is drained in the blood capillary and the blood volume is maintained. Coming to the next fluid, that is your lymph. Lymph flows in the lymphatic system, in the lymph vessels. Just like blood flows in blood vessels, lymph flows in lymph vessels. So what is lymph? Lymph is a clear watery fluid. Again, this is without RBC and protein. Actually, what is lymph? The plasma and the WBCs that squeeze out of the capillary. The plasma and the WBCs that squeeze out of the capillaries form the lymph. They are actually the lymph, but they flow in the lymphatic system, whereas tissue fluid is free. They are outside any system, but lymph flows in the lymphatic system. So it is a clear watery fluid without proteins and RBCs. Where does it flows? It flows through lymphatic vessels. This lymphatic vessel we will study in the lymphatic system. And lymph is a link between blood and tissue fluid. Lymph is a link between blood and tissue fluid. Means the blood and the tissue fluids are connected by lymph. From blood, plasma and WBC squeeze out. They form lymph, and from this lymph all the nutrients and oxygen that is required are diffused out into the tissue fluid. What are the functions? There are various functions carried out by lymph. The first is the distribution of the nutrients and oxygen to tissue cells. We have already seen how nutrients and oxygen are distributed. Second, removal of nitrogenous waste and carbon dioxide from the tissue cells. They collect the nitrogenous waste and carbon dioxide from the cells and then pass it into the blood Lymph carries lymphocytes and antibodies. What are lymphocytes? Lymphocytes are nothing but the type of WBC. When we'll study blood, you will come to know what are lymphocytes. So lymphocyte is a type of WBC that that helps to fight diseases. So lymphocytes and antibodies. Antibodies are also produced by WBCs. So lymph carries lymphocytes and antibodies from lymph nodes to blood. Now what are lymph nodes? They are the masses of the lymphatic tissues. All this we'll study in the lymphatic system. Then what is the function of lymphocytes? To destroy harmful pathogens. The next function is drains excess tissue fluid from the intercellular spaces back into the blood. This is also we have discussed. If there is lack of water in your body, there is dehydration in the blood vessels, all the water from the tissue fluid will be drained back into the system, thus maintaining the blood volume. Next is your transports fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol are the end products of fats. After fat gets digested, it gets converted into fatty acids and glycerol. So it transports fatty acid and glycerols from the intestine to the blood. Where is fat digested? In the digestive system. So after digestion, all the digested food material gets collected in the intestine, and then from the intestine it gets reabsorbed into the blood. And the last function is it controls the concentration of proteins in tissue fluid. How much protein is required, that is controlled by lymph. So this was all about fluid. As I said, blood we will do it later on. Now coming to the first system, that is your lymphatic system. This system is very important to maintain your immune system. Your immunity is maintained due to this lymphatic system. So what is lymphatic system? It is a vascular system. Vascular system means made up of vessels. Vascular system means made up of vessels. So lymphatic system is a vascular system comprising of only plasma and WBCs. In lymphatic system, you will not have any RBC, you will not have any platelets, nor you will have any kind of proteins. This system will be made up of only WBCs and plasma. This system is made up of three parts, that is lymph, lymph vessel and lymph nodes. Lymph we have already discussed. It is a clear fluid running in the lymphatic system, helping in transport of nutrients and oxygen and removal of waste and carbon dioxide from the body. Now what is lymph vessel? Just like we have blood vessels, we have lymph vessels. Now look at the picture. You can see green lines. These green lines are nothing but the lymph vessels. And you can see the swollen nodes, swollen parts. You can see various swollen parts. These are your lymph nodes. What are they? Lymph nodes. And this line part is your lymph vessel. So you can see this is your lymph vessel. Then spleen, thymus, and tonsils are the lymph organs. They are the spleen and thymus are the lymph organs where all the destruction of your blood cells takes place. That is your RBCs and WBCs are destroyed in this spleen. Spleen is the largest lymphatic organ. So let us study one by one each in detail. Coming to lymph nodes, as I said, these swollen parts what you see are the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are nothing but they are the masses of lymphatic tissues. What are lymph nodes? They are the masses of lymphatic tissues. When lot of lymph tissues come together and get collected, they form a mass, and that mass is known as lymph nodes. It is a point where your lymphocytes are produced. So lymphatic system form lymph nodes, and it is a site of lymphocyte maturation. It is the place where lymphocytes mature and then release in the lymphatic system. There are two types of lymphocytes. One is B lymphocyte and one is T lymphocyte. So here whatever lymphocytes are produced in the lymphatic system are known as T lymphocytes. And then we have one lymphocyte in blood also. They are known as B lymphocyte, that is blood lymphocytes. Examples of lymphatic tissues: tonsils and adenoids are the masses of lymphatic tissues. They are also lymph nodes. So they form tonsil and adenoids. And spleen and thymus form the lymphatic organs. Spleen and thymus form the lymphatic organs. So this is your spleen, the largest organ, lymph organ, and this is your thymus, situated in your chest region. Now where are these lymph nodes present? Lymph nodes are present in your groin region. That is, you can see this part is your groin region. Then it is present in the armpits. So these are your armpits and they are present in the neck. So these are the locations of your lymph nodes. So lymph nodes are present in neck, armpits and groin region. Next come your lymph vessels. They are also known as lymphatics. Now lymph vessels begin as capillaries and then they form larger ducts. Like veins, lymph vessels also have walls to maintain the flow of lymph towards vena cava. So in lymph vessels, the lymph flows towards vena cava. Vena cava is the largest vein of your body, which collects blood from different parts of the body. So lymph vessels, they carry all the lymph towards the vena cava. All the waste that is present in the lymph vessels is then poured out into or diffused into vena cava in the blood and finally eliminated out of the body. This lymph vessels form a network in villi. A dense network is formed in the villi of the small intestine. That network is known as lacteals. So lacteals are nothing but they are the network of lymph vessels. Though it may appear like blood capillaries, but they are actually the lymph vessels present parallel to the blood capillaries. So this is all about your fluids and lymphatic system. In the next video, we are going to study about the blood vascular system. Thank you.